So I repositioned it again, and then this time it was too tight. Like literally, like I put it the frontal so back that the cap was showing. Like, let's say the cap was here and the front will be like here. So like, you know where the frontal is right now, let's just say that's cap, black cap, yeah? And then when you finish sewing the frontal, it was like here. And I'm thinking, nah, that's not gonna work, because by the time I cut underneath, it will be too tight. Like I won't be able to pull the frontal forward and adjust and do all what I got to do with it. And even now, it's not even at its best, to be honest, in my personal opinion. Like I said, it was just Bandulu quick styling. I'll do a close-up, trust me. This wig looks good from far, but when you get closer, if you want to be all up in my personal business, then you'll be able to see my faults. But it's okay, it's all a learning process. Like I said, this is a video catered to beginners, to let them know that you are not alone. Sister, you are not alone. This wig making is not easy, and it can be stressful, and it can be long, and you know, especially when you put all your effort, how many days, and the shit don't turn out right. Trust me, I'm with you. I know your pain. I know the struggle. I've been there. I feel it. Okay, it's not as all glam. Oh yeah, do this, do that, and that's it. You got your wig, and you're able to do your shots and model and do all of that. And no, it's really no. It's a process, and it's a process where you have to learn perseverance and not to give up. Because literally, like I said, I wanted to give up on this wig. Seriously, I wanted to give up, and like I usually do, when I make the wig and then it fucks up, I am out. I don't touch wig, I don't deal with weave, I don't do nothing for, it could be months or it could be a year. Like, probably this is my first wig in, probably since like 2000, I don't know, maybe like 16-ish, because I was natural and I had my natural hair out and I was working with that. So yeah, it's been a long time since I made a wig. And but anyway, like I said, it's not an easy process, and you have to have perseverance. So when I did that, it was kind of too tight, and I just knew that if I cut that thing underneath, that's it, it's game over. So then the third time I did it, the cap was still showing, but where, like, I know the mannequin head is bigger than my own head. So I don't know if the third time when I repositioned it, I did it in a way where I had sort of gauged where the cap, I sort of gauged where the cap should be in order to fit my head. Because literally, this white mannequin head is too flipping big for my head. And like I said, I've made wigs on it before when it's come out too big. I did get the ones that a little bit more expensive, just to show you that I've had my little experience with it. I did get the ones that are a little bit more expensive. I don't know what they're called, but when you want the exact fit one, the custom, I can't remember what they're called right now, but you know that I'll put a picture. That type of wig head where I've got it and still I couldn't work with it. I don't know if I got it wrong. Maybe I did it on the opposite side. My head is like 20. It's 20, because even at 21, when I actually bought a wig, because I bought a wig, I thought, I'm not going through this again. I'm not going through this again where I'm going to make the wig and the thing turn out shit. Let me just buy a wig. Even 21, extra small was still big. It wasn't like, it fitted, but it wasn't, do you know what I mean? So like I said, that was just like a back story, like to show you like I've had my time and process and trials and tribulations with making wigs. Because I think there's a way you can work with that mannequin head, you know, the common one, you know. There's a way to work with it. Like, if your head's too small, you can position your cap on it in a certain way, maybe not too down here or up here by where the mannequin's eyebrows are. Maybe that will fit your hair. That's what happened with me, so I gauged it like that. I've read, like, yeah, I've seen some videos where people can work with it and finesse it like that. Like, some will put the cap a bit more forward in order for it to fit on the head, and some will have it a bit more back in order for it to fit on your head. So if you don't have money for like the expensive one, there's still ways to finesse the common one, but you just gotta work out where exactly to put the cap for it to fit on your head, in case if the common one isn't your size, whether it be too big or too small. But yeah, and it was just, so the third time I did the lace closure, yeah, it was just right, but the cap was still showing, so I was still a bit like, but I went with it anyway. So I sewed that, and then I proceeded to pluck in. Plucking has not been the best. I get too plucker happy. I don't know. Instead of saying trigger happy, I get too plucker happy. Like I pluck to the point where I always bold it. So like I said, I've never been good at it. Like I always end up over bolding my closures for some reason. And that's what I did eventually. I went in on one side. I just didn't think it was natural enough. Plucking is a you thing, because obviously you're the one that's in control, but I've never been good at plucking closures. I've always over bolded them. It cost me money because of that. If I had left it where I left it, I could have gotten away with it and managed it more. But I just got so paranoid, like, oh, it's not natural, it doesn't look natural enough. And I went back in and I just totally like fucked it up. Like literally, like I bolded the crap out of that front all, as you will see. But yeah, plucking is not as easy. Like I totally get it, I understand. You just literally have to take your time and don't rush. And remember that some of the videos that you're watching, these girls have had experience. They've done what we are doing. You know, they've gone through their trial and tribulations. They've wasted all the money that, you know, that they needed to waste in order to get to where they are now, to be able to make the videos and just say, yeah, it's like this, boom, 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 and girl, yeah, you're done. But no, do you know what I mean? So always remember that. And I think that's one thing that I always forget, especially like I said, as a beginner or as a person who has had their experiences with wigs. You have to remember that you got to take your time. And like I said, all these people you're watching, they've had their time. And also, like, as much as you want to focus on the end result, like, yeah, looking all nice and sleek and sleek and this and that, have to take steps, breathe, and take the steps accordingly and take your time. Persevere no matter how long it takes, unless, like, you know, you've got your outing that you need to go to. Make sure you prepare for that. Make sure you've made that wig from time. If you know you're a beginner and you've got somewhere to go out to, make sure you don't get the wig and the shit that you need 3 days before you go out, because it could be, you know, it can always be a chance that it ain't gonna come out right as a beginner, you know what I'm saying? So get your shit from time, like 2 weeks. Give yourself time, like literally, because I've had experience where I've made the wig and I had somewhere to go to and it's like, oh, it didn't work out, so I just had to like manage it or finesse it in some way to still make it look nice, or work with my natural hair, or do something for that outage, you know what I mean? So trust me, if you're a beginner, get your shit prepared from a long time ago. Don't leave it to like 3 days before you need to go out, unless that's for the pros. So then I did the tracks. Now this time I did it like starting from the nape and then went back, and that's the make or break of your wig, I suppose. Like if you space it right, you get it right. If you space it wrong, then the fitting's just gonna be totally off. And yeah, so I think with beginners, like I think with a lot of beginners, like we like to have a little pride, like, oh yeah, we don't need to do extra things. But trust me, doing those extra things will save you in the long run, and you would learn and soon be better at it. As well as not gauging, I triple wefted as well. So basically I will double weft normally, but then I won't triple weft and come all the way. No, I will do it like as if I'm doing tracks. So you know when you do tracks, you already like put a little like up to here to make it fuller. So that's basically what I did. So I will still go normally with double wefts. So, and I did first attempt, I didn't have to cut my first bundle. I didn't cut my second bundle, but I think I ended up chopping my third and my fourth bundle. But so I will sew and I'll double again, and then for the third weft I will just put like here, like I'm doing tracks, and then I'll skip a track, and then on the next track I'll put another third track on top. So that's what I mean by tripling my wefts. I don't know if that had any effect on the wig per se, in terms, because I only like tripled really in the middle, not necessarily at the back. So I don't know if that had any effect. I didn't feel any tightness or uncomfortability as a result of tripling wefts, because no one really does triple their wefts when they make it a wig. But like I said, I was really just focused on getting all bundles in, because I didn't know the art of, there are ways to get like your 4, 5, 6 bundles in. Just all about spacing, and that is literally important, guys. As a beginner and with someone with experience and made a lot of mistakes, spacing is really, really important. And please do not have no pride. I've always thought, like, you know, I didn't need to measure. Like, I was too, like, I had some sort of pride, like, I don't need to measure, I don't need to do some extra things, because I don't think I'm that much of a beginner. Well, bitch, yes I am, because the first time I did not gauge and it was a total disaster. And like I said, the second time I measured, I got my shit. I'm gonna show you in the second attempt video of making this wig, and it came out a lot more better. So please, as a beginner, don't have pride. As a beginner, or someone who's, you know, going with what I go through with when it comes to wigs, use guidelines. Make your guidelines. Just do it, because it just saves you, and you get a much more better result and flatter result as a result of that. And your application and the whole process shouldn't be as long with the guidelines. So yeah, the first time I didn't have guidelines, I just literally tried to gauge it, thought I was madame, thought I was pro, and no, it backfired, because by the time I styled it, styling was fine, it's just that it was inconvenience because I didn't have a wig stand. Styling wasn't, you know, nothing to me, it's just straightening and all that, but it's more the whole process of making this wig was just so long. But anyway, I fitted it. I got there in the end, and I fitted it. I put it on and the fit was just off. It had gathered at the back, because like I said, as a result of focusing on the end goal and just trying to get all 4 bundles in and not spacing and not gauging, you know, that's what happened. It was so tight at the back, like it was lifting. That was my problem. I wasn't happy with the fact that it wasn't over my nape, you know, like there was some of my camera still showing, like I had to really like pull it down for it to cover my cameras at the back. I felt that it was lumpy as well in certain places, and my hair was freshly done. Okay, my braids were done, because literally I went to the hairdressers and I started my wig the next day. So I can't say that it was my braids that were lumpy, because they were fresh, they were done, and my hairdresser had, you know, put my ends, tucked them away nicely for me. So I can't say that it was like because of my hair that it was lumpy. No, I think it was my whole application, you know, frustration and all of that stuff, that it was all of that just played a part of it basically. And what else? I think I cut off too much on the sides. And again, yes, I cut off too much on the sides. There's not enough videos that I really explain clearly on how to, you know, fit a frontal for a person with a small head. Do you know what I mean? Or especially when or if the frontal just doesn't fit you in general. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I found that bit difficult. And again, that was part of the reasons in the past when I've ordered frontals, I messed up, because I always will cut too much, or I'll cut and then it doesn't, like, still not fitting, and I'll cut and then, you know, when you just cut and then you cut too much and it's just like that, it's too small now to go around. And that was my problem, because here will come and cover, you know, my sides, but then this side I'll have to be pulling and tugging just to get it. Like, that was, for me, was a no-go. It was very uncomfortable, and it gave me a headache as a result of that. Like, I couldn't, like, the first day I tried it on, so I've already got the back problem with, like, the wig lifting and resting here instead of down here. It was resting here. And then one side fits, and, you know, it was easier to pull and lay down. And then the other side, I'll have to be, like, proper pulling and tugging just to compensate for the fact that I cut too much and that it was small. So please, 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 beginner frontalist, yeah, really take your time. That's the reason why I couldn't wear the wig the way I wanted to wear the wig. I just popped headscarves. Literally, it was literally a headscarf thing because I wasn't wearing it properly. I didn't lay it down like how it's laid down today. It was just literally headscarf and only this was showing. But yeah, so really take your time in the frontal in terms of when you're cutting it shorter to make it fit your face and, you know, and all of that stuff. So yeah, that's all I've got to really say in terms of this process. Like, I'll do a close-up for you now, but it's this was just, like I said, a bandulu, and there's still issues that I have with this wig, but it's not as bad as the first time I made the wig, because like I said, I learned from that experience. Because literally the first time I tried to make this wig took me 7 days literally to make. Yeah, it took me 7 days. It wasn't no nope, it took me 7 days to make the wig. And obviously I had other stuff doing around the house, cleaning, being a mom, blah 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 blah. But yeah, it took me 7 days to make this wig the first time before I took it out and redid it again. And don't watch the stiffness. Like I said, it was just banduni straight. This is not the best this hair can be. Like, this is just a quick revamp to the best that I could, especially for the time. I just want to get to bed. I didn't expect my day to turn out like this, to the point where I'm filming the video now. But I didn't want to come on here looking all messed up. I wanted to try and look semi-decent. But yeah, we could go over like I said, everything, like all my notes I've been taking will definitely be in the wig, like the hair review itself. But this was just a wig attempt, wig application experience that I'm sharing with you guys, or to be honest. And I know I didn't really project well, like my words be stuttering and I'm nervous and all of that stuff. So please bear with this video, and I'll be better next time. I'll be more confident next time. But yeah, so this is it, how it looks close up. Like, I still have my issues with it. Like I said, you see this color? Like, I don't think this is the color for me. Like, I don't think at all. It's still suspect. Like, do you get what I mean? It's suspect to me. Like, it looks good from afar, but in my personal business, it could be better. You know what I'm saying? If you were, it could be better. And I think, like I said, I always overbowed them. Like the second attempt, I'll tell you what I did to this closure. How I saved it, because I overbowed this. Seriously. I still ain't learned. I still ain't getting it. But yeah, it's only the fact like how I lay my baby hairs that lets me get away from it from afar. But I don't think this color is for me, and I think I've over thinned it, but it's okay. It's not bad. And this is the little parting space that I can do. But yeah, it's not the best like state. Like, this is like medium state, because this hair is much more, do you know what I mean? This is still a bit stiff for me compared to when I wash, straighten, take my time, section, I get more better result. But this is just quick, whatever, but it would do. Like, if you need to step out quickly and you ain't got time to wash and do all of that, you know, TLC to the wig, this will do. still, this would do. This will still give you some. This will still make eyes turn. So yeah, but anyway, yeah. So that's literally or I hope I've just basically summed it up, and I hope I'm relatable to others out there. Like, literally, girls, making a wig is not easy. It is not easy at all. Sorry, like I said, it was a bit jibbly jattery, stuttery, not clear. Yeah, I'm just very nervous, and I just can't believe I'm doing this. So yeah, but yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.